Come in, 3-0, walk to the main event. They've not missed one yet, so I hope Twisted Minds end up being able to shore up some of these weaknesses. TVNT was a fantastic D.Va player, and definitely one of his best heroes, and in the D.Va meta, just blew everybody kind of out of the water. But as the meta's kind of shifted to more this Orisa play, maybe relying a bit more on UB and Quartz for some of the lifting.
Yeah, and you know, Twisted Minds, you just look at the names, these are all very storied players throughout the history of Overwatch over the last 5 years. Like, these guys are all great. This is a team that you should be able to expect to walk over a team like Negative Mental Attitude, but in any new meta, when anything happens, you know, players are always on the way up, and Negative Mental Attitude trying to make names for themselves, as you can see them trying to get over the hurdle that they just fell short of last week.
I feel like this is another great, good DPS matchup. I think from Negative Mental Attitude, I think I was looking at Gucci last time that they played. This guy was definitely a player to look out for. And of course for Twisted Minds as well, like UB and Quartz, that DPS duo is deadly.
Yeah, it's super good. I mean, Quartz's hit scan's kind of crazy, honestly. It'll be a nice matchup, actually, Miraculous versus Quart. It'll be a very fun one to see. I'm looking at the tank players, though. I think, yeah, TVNT has kind of proved that they're a very good D.Va player, but you want to just have a solid Orisa. Like, at this point in time, I really do think you just OTP Orisa for the rest of the meta, because that's not going to change. It's such like a safe default pick that if you can get strong fundamentals on that hero, it's going to serve you very well.
Yep. Yeah. All right, it's time to get into the match, everybody. Twisted Minds versus Negative Mental Attitude. Who's gonna win? We'll find out. Guys, take it away.
Yeah, thank you, Danny. There we go. Here we go, Scott. Are you surprised? Wow, look at that.
Wow, no way.
Oh my god.
It's Lijiang Tower. That's crazy.
Look, it's the best map, okay? Unless you're Crocs and you want to play Hog, okay?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They can't all be winners, but hey, I'm excited. You know, it'll be cool to see Twisted Minds, you know, come out really trying to prove that they are, you know, they aren't in that slump. As you said, Jack, they've gone through a lot of turbulence over the last 6 months with their roster, but there's a higher expectation for these guys than they've been showing recently. So, yeah, are they going to be able to come back from their slump, or a Negative Mental Attitude going to be able to prove that it wasn't a fluke that they almost beat down Twisted Minds, right? But with a week's worth of practice and a lot of meta, you know, the meta starting to become more defined, it'll be interesting to see if they're going to be able to hold on.
Exactly that. MCD and Bliss, speaking of horror story backlines, like on the Dallas Fuel at one point together, of course. Twisted Minds picking up that to round out their team, but it's all on Quartz. This Widowmaker / Ashe, you'd want to go to maps where Quartz could just sit there, click 5 heads, and you win. That's how a lot of Twisted Mind games have gone, even if they have been in a small little slump. TVNT on the Orisa, is what I'm saying. You just one-trick Orisa right now, and you are golden. But mirror comps for each team here. Because Quartz takes a very aggressive angle through this little house.
Yeah, playtime is over. We're going back to the meta, guys. And boy, huge
no way. Oh, good coach gun. Quartz is a little bit caught out though, maybe. Oh, sub 100 HP gets saved by supports. Unbelievable boot coming through the far, I would imagine. And Shubi takes down Miraculous. Point opens up. It's nicer direct from across the map too. As Tomex also slain by the fire missiles.
Yeah, UB does trade for Mesipas, but that will be first capture going over to Twisted Minds. But it's a very back and forth fight. Gucci will eventually burn out. And now all of a sudden percentage starts to step up. And you know, it's always interesting when you see, you know, I would say favorite teams go toe-to-toe in a setup of just direct meta, right? So what you're going to see between these teams isn't going to be how they're, you know, playing the certain compositions. It's going to be around the little things, the minutia that differentiates these players from the rest of the teams.
Very early orbital raid there from MCD, but look who's on the wrong side of the fight. Mesipas easily taken out. That's just a quick reset there, guys. Just go again. We're all good.
Yeah, that was just a really well-timed orbital raid, because as much as the rest of the team was able to disengage, you can just isolate the Orisa, and once the Orisa is dead, there's no coming back from that.
Oh!
Quartz is just dancing with death at all times.
It really is. Hey, you gotta do that. You wanna be the best, you gotta play on that knife's edge. Gucci down. TVNT comes out with a kill. And here comes the Rocket Barrage from UB as well. As soon as they try to make the rotation to White Room. I mean, you'd already lost one as well. Just a quick jump off the edge. Oh, did you get the kill there if you're Bliss? You do. Nice. Yeah. The Volt charge.
Nice little bit of ult charge, and you can see negative mental attitude. It's just trying to get set up, but every time they try and go anywhere, they're just getting run down by Twisted Minds. Very common aggression that we see out of them. Now, they do have a lot of ultimates to work with, all 5 for negative mental attitude, but it's just about getting an opportunity to use them. They should try and be ready to have to use them early, because if they don't react quickly, the ultimate advantage might not be there.
Yeah, unbelievable aggression. I mean, TVNT is more than healthy in this small room. Takes the mega health pack, but there's the orbital ray. That will shift the fight in negative mental attitude's favor. Whoa, what happened there? That was pretty weird.
Little bit of a weird thing. That cost 3 ultimates to get that kill into TVNT, and now TVNT's coming back on the D.Va as well, so Twisted Minds are gonna fight for this.
Rally, barrage on top, but Quartz actually takes down Gucci, and the Brig survives. Bliss is alive. Somehow, some way, like a sliver of HP, they did manage to execute him with the barrage. And here comes the later orbital ray for MCD. I mean, that's just the round win right there. 99, gonna tick over to 100% to 0. Negative mental attitude, unable to even get a clean fight in. Always picked off on the rotation.
Yeah, Twisted Minds just really showing they have a clear understanding of how they want to play this fight. TVNT doing a phenomenal job of just like being aggressive, making himself a threat, giving the rest of his team space to do exactly what they know how to do. Click heads, do damage. So we head over now to Control Center.
And that's the thing I was talked about at the very top. Twisted Minds, they need to come in 3-0, restore confidence in themselves and confidence from the fans as well. A lot of passionate fans behind Twisted Minds, of course, but having such a close series to start off in their opening matches, not something that people really expected. Piece of cake, they want to be with them to make it out of Group D in this last decider match. Quick TP out here from Quartz, would imagine he's going to change over. Do you imagine to the Cassidy or maybe the Ashe? Okay, he's going to go with the Ashe. No close range damage, more long range. As Gucci, Miraculous going to run out on the Venture May.
And it's really worth noting here that, you know, we really need to see like high value walls, right? The walls is where you're going to find value. Interesting with the Venture, they're going to want to just like get way more aggressive in their face. So Twisted Minds, you can see them, they're willing to play slower, try and give space to Quartz to be able to do damage, but that's a great wall.
Yeah, unbelievable. Just Gucci playing that one like a backboard there. Miraculous setting up his whole team, just forcing people to try and run away, and then Gucci just slides on in there with the little, I don't know, what even is that? Is it like a, oh, it's a drill. What am I thinking, man? I was like, what even is Venture's weapon? Oh yeah, it's a drill.
Yeah, you know, we're figuring out basic
long
rules.
day. It's a long day. What can I say?
Okay, you can see Twisted Minds once again stepping up. Quartz is in a really good position on the outside, and doesn't look like anyone's putting any pressure in. For that reason, they get punished.
Nice little 2-tap there on the head of the Orisa. It's just so much damage. Like, you need to clear Quartz off this high ground. You give Quartz an inch, he's going to take a mile.
And for negative mental attitude, I liked how they played aggressive in that first fight, but that time they were way too passive, way too slow, and that just played right into Twisted Minds' hands. And now, Twisted Minds aren't going to make the same mistake. They're going to hold this choke, which is so difficult to crack when you're playing against a Mei, because as you walk through that choke, the wall's going to go down exactly like that.
Wall comes in, here comes the orbital ray from MCD. Oh, perfectly timed there from TVNT. Drags everybody back in towards the LOS of the rest of the squad. Making full use of that ray. Quick team kill too. All good though, group respawn. There you go.
You guys might not have heard it, but you know it's a good ultimate when you hear Daddy in the background go, ooh, that's pretty good. So you're gonna see the wall go down, and now they're once again trying to crack this code.
Look at that blizzard.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. Nice shield though from Alba, ends up coming up clutch, blocking off all that damage that was sent towards Gucci, and a return bidden from Miraculous. That's a turnaround that you want to see. Twisted Minds not expecting the blizzard value there and couldn't capitalize on their own.
Yeah, it really felt like they were just like, hey, that blizzard went down, people are getting frozen, there's nothing coming from that. But Miraculous finding the window, and that was a huge ult bank shot by Twisted Minds. 40% on their next ultimate. They're so far behind. This has to be where negative mental attitude can capitalize.
Almost. Look like he wants to cast the ult there. Bliss just trying to hightail it out of there. Tectonic shock met him in the back. Good spawn play actually from negative mental attitude. They do lose Atomics though. Quartz with a quick switch over to the Widowmaker, takes down one support. So negative mental attitude have to go back to point. They have to group up as 5. They cannot fight and choke no longer.
And with how group spawns work these days, those kind of wipes aren't as oppressive as they used to be. Now they come back as a complete team. And now all of a sudden Mesopos falls, and that advantage that negative mental attitude have is dwindling very quickly.
Oh, yep, see you later. No escaping from that one. Got to be one of the most painful things, I think, of any character when you're just spear spun against the wall. What do I do?
Oh, you die usually. And once again, Twisted Mind stepping up. It's the exact same setup that they did last time. They're gonna drop the wall, MCD's gonna drop the orbital ray, and then TVNT's gonna pull them back into it. Early wall, so that means that window is gonna close a little bit.
Oh my god, everything's so low already. Negative mental attitude taking infinite damage as they walk through the choke point. And now they're gonna take infinite +1. Oh, there's the Terror Surge right on top, dragging everybody back in. Oh, miraculous. Just speared. Boom, straight to the ground.
Just staggering them as well.
Now, a small stagger on MCD. That's unfortunate there for Twisted Minds, but only 10% to go. Negative mental attitude swapping here to fast heroes to try and get a touch. A ball, a tracer, everything kind of thrown in here. Looks like Twisted Minds are going to be able to claim this one. They've even got a Blizzard.
So
Suppose, please. He gets the grapple. No. Oh, the whip shot. Oh, perfectly timed. Bliss hitting the whip on the ball, and there it is. Twisted Minds managed to stop the touch and take the first map 2-0.
Yeah, just great play from Twisted Minds. That's what we expect from them. They're a very strong team, and there is that expectation that they're going to be able to play at this level against some of these other teams. And Jack, I actually really want to highlight how important this series, but also this stage in general is for Twisted Minds, because Twisted Minds right now, they're sitting firmly in 4th with the points, right? Only 3 from them EMEA will be able to come through. So Twisted Minds, they either need to get 55 more points than Virtus Pro, or they need to win this stage to be able to punch their ticket to DreamHack Stockholm. So this is the level of form that we need to see from Twisted Minds. Otherwise, they're going to fall short of the ultimate prize at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, Virtus Pro as well have only been on the up and up. The team is on such a hot streak right now, and Twisted Minds need to be able to catch them on that. It's a really tough spot to be in. And from a team too, they took stage 1, but as the year moves on, the meta's changed, the team changed as well, or at least parts of it changed. They've not found that same level of success, really propelled and kept themselves in it by taking stage 1, in all honesty, right? And then being pseudo-consistent throughout the rest of the year. This is the chance for them to lock their ticket to Stockholm. They don't want to miss out. There's some highlights from the last round. Get Quartz on a map where he can just play the Ashe. It's been a hero and just a role in general, the hit scan, that they've excelled on for forever. Quartz is the scariest, one of the scariest hit scans in EU, continues to be so. This meta, pretty okay for hit scans, but it's a lot on the tank play. Oh, let's see this Widow shot. Yeah.
And let's be honest, I think Quartz is probably one of the best players ever that never played in the Overwatch League, right? Like, he was so talented, especially towards the end of the league. A lot of teams were looking at him to really bring him over, but now that the league doesn't exist, and OWCS firmly being able to play for Twisted Minds and play at a high level. So that's the kind of performance you need to see from Quartz moving forward if they are going to make it to DreamHack Stockholm, because nobody doubts whether or not Quartz can hang with some of the best hit scans in the world, but they need to do it as a team. The rest of the team needs to be able to stand up as well.
Look at that as well. 15 deaths to 39, 2.4 to 4 KD. Damn, that's quite a large gap. You need that. You need that 3-0. You need to restore that faith in yourselves, maybe. The 5 maps they were taken to by Negative Mental Attitude in their last facing. All right, we'll see where we want to go. I mean, thinking about that, New Junk City, Kings Row, Rialto, Runasapi was the other maps that were played. TM did take 2-0 on Lijiang Tower last time they faced against each other, and then they were taken to New Junk City. So maybe we end up going there, a little flashpoint action. But here's the viewer predictions for you. Nice little 69 versus the 31 for Twisted Minds.
Yeah, and honestly, it's going to be interesting to see how Negative Mental Attitude bounce back from this, because they do play very similar compositions, so it's not like they can really do anything too interesting or out of the box, or choose a map that plays to their compositional strengths as much as we have been talking about in the last couple of series. So it is that of just go to maps that you're comfortable with. If you've beaten Twisted Minds on certain maps before, you should absolutely go back to that again.
I wonder if there's a play here where you go to Hanaoka or Throne of Anubis. Maybe you go Hanaoka because the Ashe isn't as strong there, although Quartz can still play the Cassidy, to be fair. Or any kind of fast map. because if you give Quartz that time, and maybe that's why they ended up going to Flashpoint for that second map in their series previous. So we'll see if what they want to choose is going to be, okay, same playbook here. Going to New Junk City, they ended up winning in a 3-1 fashion last time they faced, so it looks like they just want to do the same again.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think you don't need to overthink it at this point if you're a negative mental attitude. This exact same thing happened the last series, as you said, Jack. So go to New Junk City, you know you have an advantage there. I wouldn't be surprised if it is on the back of just some great walls. You know, New Junk City is a map that has a lot of chokes that you're going to have to bust through. And even on the Lijiang Tower, when we did see the bits and pieces of May coming out of Miraculous, he was finding some high level of value with some of those walls with that blizzard. So I really like this decision by negative mental attitude.
Do we see any changes in the compositions though from them? I really like the Maze in these comps. I think this is kind of a stock standard default at this point.
I wouldn't hate this Junkrat pick from Gucci. You know, this is a very choke-heavy map, as we said. Could work. Or the Venture's not a bad choice as well, right? As you said, long sightlines are quite difficult to come by in New Junk City, so the Ash on the side of Quartz could be difficult, but Gucci is going to play on the flanks, and we all know how strong Venture is on this map, just being able to flank around. Very difficult to punish them as a hero.
Let's have a little look then. UB versus Miraculous on the Maze as well. Negative mental attitude. Trying to be twisted by punch here, trying to get a rotation, but a very defensive wall from UB. But obviously Mesopos going crazy in the back line, and it's Quartz now just firing shots and throwing dynamite. It's very easy to get a lot of dynamite value too. Everybody's so grouped up in these comps. Good kill onto UB there from Mesopos, but they do quickly meet their own demise. As a negative mental attitude lose their mate and the Orisa. Same with Twisted Mind, so a very even fight thus far, with Quartz just trying to find some headshots, but it will be Gucci capping the negative mental attitude.
Yeah, you can see, Quartz gets a little aggressive there. They're just playing Ring Around the Rosie right now. Twisted Minds do not want to fight this. They want to play far away because they have the Ash versus the Venture. But they're in this interesting spot where they've kind of flipped the map. Oh, Gucci just walks into a pinch. He gets the head ripped off by Quartz, and another one.
Another 2-tap. All right, okay. Quartz in the building. That's the fight, that's the point. It's a team kill.
And that's what we're talking about, right? With Quartz, you give them the freedom, they're gonna click heads, they're gonna punch damage. And now they have ultimates coming online as well.
Okay, I wonder how, yeah, they're not gonna fight far up here. Getting a little bit of poke damage. And here comes the big fight, like you said. Oh, wow, they're gonna go super early. The Blizzard's gonna match there to mash it though. Miraculous is gonna throw that one in the choke point. TBNT. You know what? That's a really horrible angle for the supports to actually heal them. And a desperation Blizzard from Yubi. It freezes one, but that's it. That's a large ultimate to throw away like that. Is negative mental attitude. You're gonna run down Bliss.
Yeah, that felt like a little much of an overcommitment right there. I love the orbital ray from MCD early, and the team follows through, but I assume TVNT must have used the Fortify when walking through that choke, so didn't have it to save themselves when the Blizzard went down by Miraculous. Another big play by Miraculous to turn that fight around, and now they're one fight away from being able to close out this first round.
Good spot to stall this one too. They've got their own ray. Pretty easy to use here. Spear onto TVNT, is trapped by the wall right now, but using it as cover, and here comes the ray. There's a Terror Surge, but everybody dodges out of it, and a rally has been deployed by as well by Alpha. Another little Terror Surge coming through. Getting protected there by Alpha, just shielding him. It splits up the rest of Twisted Minds. TVNT looking for a target to kind of shoot, but there's no other people on the side of Twisted Minds that are able to get there, but they do end up getting the cap. Yeah, Quartz found the flank and got the cap. So negative mental attitude need to come back in this fight. They need to actually find the flip once again, as with Miraculous dead, Twisted Minds and Quartz, in fact, has managed to turn this fight completely on its head, despite going down.
Quartz is just absolutely dominating, getting the flip, being able to get the picks, and keeping Twisted Minds alive in this round, and they're going to cap it. Unbelievable play by Quartz.
That was ridiculous. Coming away with an extra kill there is just absurd.
Something really interesting that we might have missed in that last fight, Tomix, I believe, drops the Orbital Ray but gets pulled by the Terror Surge, and I don't know if the Orbital Ray was cancelled by the Terror Surge in that situation, but negative mental attitude just didn't have the damage to follow through up after that. So unless Tomix threw it in a weird direction, That's an important thing that was lost that might have turned things around.
Right, okay. This reminds me of a good spot as well. Yeah, you just wall that, you're chilling. And you got the orbital ray as well. Gucci getting a little bit of AoE damage there with Tectonic Shock. Here comes the Blizzard from NMA. As UB ends up going down, trading with Gucci. Negative mental attitude now. Gonna try and put themselves on the point, but still trying to stand up to TVNT so hard. Especially with this Terror Surge too. Twisted Minds have the tools to just win this fight. A spear onto Miraculous, forces the block, and I mean, Cause this whole time too has just been free firing into the front line. Terror Surge connects with the May. There's no CDs left. Should be an easy kill. Although saying that, Comics comes up clutch with a very late orbital ray of their own. Negative mental attitude have managed to somehow survive this oncoming onslaught of damage from Twisted Minds.
Late bump from Quartz to try and turn this fight around. It doesn't look like it's going to work as Yubi is also caught in Narnia, and that will be a team fight win for Negative Mental Attitude. As you said, Jack, huge orbital ray by Tomex, really flipping that fight on its head.
Like hunting.
Yeah, where's he going?
I don't know. I think they're looking for a stagger or something. I'm not sure, but looking for someone that was maybe slinking away. But we can see another Electray there. Everybody's pretty much through.
So now it's going to be on Twisted Minds to come back into this fight. They're going to have the rally, but the thing to keep an eye on is Yubi's Blizzard. This is really going to be a thing that can really help split the opposition. Golden used by Mesopus could be an opportunity for Yubi to walk in, freeze the Orisa.
You really got to call that CD. Orisa's playing in the front line. That'll be up in just a moment as well. They've got to be careful. Doesn't want to get eaten by the spear spin. There you go. It's already used. The bash from the Brig. The Blizzard on the ground. No wall to wall the Brig off, so Alba might escape. No, a nice spear from TVNT will make quick work of the Brig player. No Quartz going down. Where's the damage now for Twisted Minds? They're going to rely on UB and TVNT to do a lot of the work here, but Negative Mental Attitudes are going to lose their bay. Despite throwing the Blizzard out and securing the kill onto Bliss. I mean, supposed to keeping this point alive here, but Twisted Minds, they're just going to run him out of town.
MCD does have to use the orbital ray at the last second there to really give them that extra damage differential that they lost when Quartz fell. So that's a tool that they wish they would have had to help close out this round, but they do have other opportunities here. TVNT with the Terror Surge could potentially be the difference maker. But Yubi with a huge pick on the Miraculous. They wanted to play aggressively and it's worked exceptionally well. They can clean this up. This is going to be the second round to Twisted Minds.
Yeah, this is second point for sure. I mean, look how long it's taken. They know too. They know Mesopos, if they just save the Orisa for a brief couple of moments, that is going to be point secured. And yeah, especially with the Brig being there, Alba's got no real chance. Any touches? No touches. Twisted Minds 2-0 up right now against Negative Mental Attitude.
And Negative Mental Attitude
they'll be on match point.
Have been right there in both of those rounds. They've been so close to being able to close this out, just haven't been able to win the important fights. And now we head over to Junkyard. Oh, actually, it might be on Bomb Flats over here. And Yubi's going to make it first with the wall, with the Blizzard. This could be difficult for Negative Mental Attitude to fight into.
Unlocks in 10 seconds.
Yeah, with Blizzard in hand too, it's going to be really tough to even get through these choke points. Maybe he's chasing somebody. It looks like something. Whoa, what the? I think Miraculous got caught in the ceiling there, and the game forced him out of the wall, I think. Well, here comes the drill. Noguchi is just trying to get damage in. I mean, against the Orisa, probably not wise to drill dash into them, but I like the attempt. Tectonic Shock not doing too much. Nice eat of the spear too, actually, by TVNT. They've lost Luby and MCD, and TVNT eventually falls as Negative Mental Attitude. They didn't end up facing off against this UB Blizzard. They didn't find a chance. They didn't find an opportunity to use it there.
Yeah, UB gets caught off a little bit, comes out of the ice block, and is solid presence of mind to recognize throwing the Blizzard there wouldn't have worked. I think it would have been cancelled before it even came out. So Twisted Minds more than willing to give up that fight, come back. Now they have almost all 5 ultimates online, so they have the tools to be able to retake this.
Yes, surely.
Oh, nice wall blocks the Blizzard, it looks like.
What? Miraculous trying to solo Blizzard Yubi. Well, here comes the Ray. There's no return Ray here, so they're going to have to pop Rally. Terror Surge to bring everybody in, but here comes the Blizzard, and Mesopos doesn't even get the Terror Surge off. 50% of building for Negative Mental Attitude, as Quartz does find himself, just kind of straggling around the back line. Yeah, I mean, there's no way. There you go. All right, cleaned up. Twisted Minds just kind of run over Mental Attitude. However, they did pop 3 ults to do so.
Yeah, but so did Negative Mental Attitude, right? Miraculous throws that Blizzard into the wall, doesn't find any value. Mess plus Terror Surge gets countered by a bunch of ultimates, and Alba tries to keep them alive with the rally, but doesn't come to anything. So Negative Mental Attitude, sort of this round and this map is slipping away from it. Both walls will block the Bob, and that should be a disengage from Negative Mental Attitude.
And just burning time, though. I mean, you don't mind using the Bob there at all. You're burning time. Maybe you get a pick. Oh my god, the damage on Mesopos was crazy. Trying to maybe force Tomex to use that ultimate as well.
Oh, does
that
go out
still. Yeah, it's still got it, still got it. Very brief window there. You can Rage Axe, of course. We've already seen it once today. It's like the Kitsune Rush, maybe even a tighter window. Listen, UB end up going down. Okay, kind of expected here with the Orbital Ray being used. But still, Scott, Twisted Minds, look at their positioning. They've burnt so much time that they're almost on final fight. And Negative Mental Attitude are only just now reaching the point to get the cap.
Especially considering a bunch of the Twisted Minds players are actually able to disengage and regroup. So it's not even like they're going to have pressure trying to get back into this fight. So as you said, Jack, they're going to have ultimates. If Gucci can find an isolated target before, this would be huge. Can't find anything.
That was really smart by Bliss, just kind of looking on that off angle there, maybe knowing that Venture is going to be skulking around. Tomex going down. Where's the heals? Where's the damage? Twisted Minds just going to run at them. Just pop all ults and you win. That's it. Twisted Minds are just going to run over Negative Mental Attitude. Tomex going down at the start of the fight was disastrous. Twisted Minds on match point 2 after they cap this point. No chance Negative Mental Attitude come back into that, and look at how close they were to ult. They had the shot, 10% away from more Blizzard. They had 2% towards Terror Surge. Twisted Minds come up big, restoring faith in themselves as I think Arya too is thinking, you know what, Twisted Minds? They're taking the dub here.
Yeah, disappointing, am I right, Aya? Because, like, Negative Mental Attitude, they were so close to so many of those points. They had 99%, I believe, on all 3 of those points. At some point, they just couldn't close things out. They couldn't win those individual fights that honestly you can even give credit to Twisted Minds, their ability to stay composed and then, you know, use their mechanics that we know that they have to be able to sort of get over the hump. So Twisted Minds going up 2-0, and now Negative Mental Attitude have a long task ahead of them to go to map 5 and close this out.
Is it going to happen? That's the question. I just think right now, every team fight we've kind of looked at, every kind of engagement, it feels like Twisted Minds, they have shored up those small weaknesses that maybe were exploited by Negative Mental Attitude in their first series against each other. And this was their pick as well, and they won last time around. Just to remind you, King's Row, Rialto, and Runasapi were also maps. Rialto, Runasapi were won by Twisted Minds in that series. So, yeah, I mean, Scott, I'm going to be real with you. This might just be a 3-0 here. I really feel like Twisted Minds, they're starting to level up, and they need to as well. Oh, that orbital race, Scott. It went backwards.
Oh, was it backwards? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Because I didn't think the Terror Surge would cancel that, but I just couldn't see the orbital ray to see where it would have gone.
So Tomex must have, he was going to press it and then turned as the Terror Surge kind of grabbed him back, I suppose.
Ah, interesting.
Damn, that's really unlucky, actually.
Yeah, so, and that's it. Those are the little things, right, that we talk about that make and break winning these rounds and winning and losing maps. So just the little things going by the wayside. Negative Mental Attitude are playing well. Honestly, they are going toe-to-toe. Just that little bit worse. That is little extra things just not able to, you know, get them over the line.
They need to catch up to VP. VP right now, although not in the server, one of their... Oh, that's the... What a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, right? Hits the wall in frustration. Yeah. Yeah, VP, although not on the server, right now, they are the biggest opposition for Twisted Minds. They want to make it all the way to Stockholm. They need those points over VP to secure that 3rd place spot. Ensign Space Station, they've pretty much run away with it at this point. Almost, they've not guaranteed themselves, but they've almost guaranteed themselves a slot in Stockholm. And this is Twisted Minds, their time to bounce back. And starting that run with a 3-0 against Negative Mental Attitude is going to be a fantastic one. Here are the stats from the last game, but it's pretty even despite the scoreline, but still Twisted Minds, they're coming out on top a lot of the time. Their ult usage just feels so much cleaner.
Yeah, and that's it. It's just that, as I was saying earlier, it's just those little things that are really giving them that edge over negative mental attitude, and that's really hard because those are like the fundamentals that, you know, Twisted Minds have because they've has so much experience playing together. They know how to play, and they've been through so many different metas. So honestly, the experience diff could be the thing that's giving them the edge.
Well, it's match point right now for Twisted Minds. One more map to take down Negative Mental Attitude, and then they'll find themselves, well, along with Piece of Cake, in that main event for next week. Or can Negative Mental Attitude come back? We'll have to find out after this break. Welcome back. Twisted Minds, one map away from securing their slot with Piece of Cake in Group D for that main event next week. Esperanca has been the pick here, but Negative Mental Attitude taken to a push map now for our third map.
Esperanca. It's an interesting one because I feel like this is where Ash is going to be at their absolute best. And Quartz, let's be honest, had some huge plays throughout that map, that last map. Just turning fights on his own, just being able to isolate targets, use that Ash to high effectiveness. And you know, maybe there's something Negative Mental Attitude have in the tank on this map that they think will give them the edge.
Well, let's jump into it then, because you need something miraculous, perhaps, from Negative Mental Attitude? Perhaps.
Maybe.
Is it too late in there? Is it too
The
late in
reverse
the day?
sweep could happen.
That went straight over your head. Damn.
No, yeah, sorry, no, I was...
There's a player called Miraculous on the other team.
Oh, yeah. Haha!
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, man. Thank
Nice
you. I know
one,
you got my
man.
back.
That
You
was
got my
great.
back. That was,
Awesome.
it was
Can't wait for
pretty
this
good.
day to be over. As we get into this next match, Negative Mental Attitude trying to get this reverse sweep going.
3, 2,
Are we going to see Tomex actually come out on the Kiriko? I don't hate the idea. You know, Kiriko gives you a little bit of offensive capability. You got the Suzus. You can also like help pressure with some aggression. You can throw kunais in the general direction of the Ash, which is actually quite frustrating to deal with. So at least some form of adaptation, especially with Gucci moving over to the Tracer as well.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Gives you an opportunity to flank too, although locking down the front line is going to be quite hard with only a single support. Wow, Master Post is already going super low. And in fact, that's exactly what they're doing, and look what just happened. So 2 players on the flank, and then TVNT and the rest of Twisted Minds, yeah, they just run over. So that flank that I think was, you know, quite smart normally with the Kiri and the Tracer, especially against the damage of Twisted Minds, it just doesn't stand up.
It's also like Mesopos is going to be so isolated just because of they have a Mei on UB, TVNT is just going to run down Mesopos, and they might not even have the health and support to be able to do this. So if they are going to go for this Tracer Kiriko flank, that's great, but they need to go faster and they need to find value. That's an early goal.
Well, they did again. No, surely not. No, all good.
But that's the level of healing that you lose when you don't play the Brig, right? Obviously the Kiriko can TP in, but Brig does so much like passive healing and the packs just really help out. They're just not going to have that, especially with all these right clicks that we're getting in damage. But there's the damage. That's what you expect from Tomex on the Kiriko.
Yeah, you need that. You do end up trading your ashes. Tomex laying down some hurt from the high ground as Gucci is just making sure this bot doesn't get checkpointed. If that's a word, checkpointed. Probably not.
Don't think so, but hey, we'll allow it for
I've
right
been
now.
known to make up words in my time.
Yeah, you know, the British isn't a real place, let's be honest, so...
You think Australia's any better?
Yeah, that's true. At least we
Australia's
know we're criminals.
Is that real? Is it really the island that takes like 24 hours to get to? I don't know.
Don't you talk about my home country like that, okay?
Hey, you talk about Britain like that. What are you talking about? We don't even live in those countries anymore. Okay, whatever. Anyway, Twisted Minds. Twisted Minds. They got almost 4 ultimates coming out. They got that Blizzard double support ultimate too. I mean, I like the Kiriko in this regard, Scott, as well, because you can just blow people up with the Kiri ultimate. And, you know, Brig ultimate, very defensive. Not something you really want to play into array or anything, but you can really not overlap, but get 2 fights back to back where you have strong support ultimates. Miraculous going down, it's not a good start though. Bliss also ends up falling, and this Ray onto the high ground. Quartz is just laying waste to Negative Mental Attitude right now as Mesopos has found themselves between a rock and a hard place, that being a Mei and the bot on the point. And yeah, there's no chance you survive this.
We all know how the comms are going. Mesopos is yelling, they're one, the Mei is one. The Mei is one,
Mei is
please
one.
kill the Mei.
It's literally one.
Someone shoot the Mei is still one, I got the Mei. And then Mesopos died, unfortunately. But, you know, obviously the strategy there made a lot of sense. Oh, nice shots. Yeah, but as you said, Jack, if Quartz is given freedom to shoot, that's really going to be the big turning point. So I like the idea from Tomex. And, you know, the one fight that we did see them win was when Tomex was able to isolate and kill Quartz. And sneaky beaky like might be able to get an early pick here if they don't see him coming from the side.
Now, this is the best place for you to be. I mean, might just turn into wait a second here. Oh, nice little wall. As soon as it almost looked like it didn't even go off, because it went in the wall. Bob's been deployed now by Quartz as they push around this corner. Esperanca is a tricky map, especially when the defenders have so much high ground. There's a big flip around here from Negative Mental Attitude. They're actually just circled around Twisted Minds, actually taking the checkpoint area. But with this rally, I mean, Bliss was able to escort the team all the way out, and they're not letting go of the bot either. So they're not, they're making sure they don't get the bot stolen. I say that, and it's immediately stolen. Well, unfortunate.
So now this fight is really bad. Unfortunately, Pulse Bomb was a little wild, but Yubi goes down. So this fight is actually going from bad to worse for Twisted Minds. They actually are pushing the bot further because they did come back to fight it. But yeah, this is a terrible fight here for Twisted Minds, unfortunately, because they lost the bot. They've already lost the forward spawns. People are already stepping up. Fortunately, it looks like a couple of them did get forward spawns before that they did lose the checkpoint. But this should be good meterage coming out of Negative Mental Attitude.
There's like a wraparound here onto the high ground. And about a couple of players, that being Yubi and Quartz. Miraculous trying to land some shots on the main. No, they end up burning wall, which is quite nice, but also not exactly the longest cooldown in the world. Oh, and Tomex, he hits the Suzu, luckily, but unfortunately, Miraculous is found dead with a bullet in his head. And Quartz taking the head off of him. And with 49 meters to 69, there's no checkpoint gained either here for Negative Mental Attitude. So still very much in a meterage deficit. And with only 5 minutes to go now, Twisted Minds with a lot of ultimates can just play on this high ground and shoot anybody that approaches this choke point.
Yeah, Quartz is just an absolute menace right now. The final blows must be out of this world so far in this series. They're going to get the forward spawns back in their favor. You can see how aware Quartz is the flank is going to be coming. And there's no one there. Quartz is looking for ghosts right now.
Yeah, he's on another team, Scott.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Anyway, Tomex is trying for this flank. This Blizzard Terror Surge combo, there's no one there, sadly, to suffer for it. However, I suppose is taking a whole heap of damage. Miraculous is so far up. Wow.
Way too far.
Way too far, yeah. Maybe thought they could find a pick and back off with a coach gun, but Yubi just bicycle from downtown, takes him out. And with Gucci on the Tracer, no recall apparently. And this is slowly slipping away from Negative Mental Attitude. Twisted Mind, they've got Rally, Ray, Bob for next. Good luck. Like, there's almost no chance you win this fight unless Twisted Minds just fumble, like, unbelievably so.
It'll be interesting how Tomex is going to use this Kitsune Rush, because Kitsune Rush is a great ultimate, but as you said, with all the ultimates...
Again. Well, here comes the Ray mixed with the Rush, Scott. I will take the Ray over the Rush any day of the week. The Rally's going to get deployed as well. I mean, they're throwing a lot into this fight. They don't have to use the Bob, of course, but Negative Mental Attitude, they're going to lose this this final corner here. Twisted Minds on the home stretch.
Well, Miraculous is just so low once again, and every meter counts here. It's going to be so difficult for Negative Mental Attitude to pull this one back. As you can see, Quartz is in such a good position. He's going to be able to drop the bomb in the open. Like, how do you deal with this if you're Negative Mental Attitude?
It was an okay spear. Tomex and Gucci, by the way, are still in the background of this fight. And, oh, where is this? Oh, it's the spawn door. That's where it is. Okay, Tomex does end up TPing away, but Quartz and TVNT, the two-person hit squad, still managed to kill Alba. And they're just burning time here. Miraculous also going down. I mean, TVNT, apparently a one-man army. And I'm not talking about...
Wait, what?
He's just killed like 4 people in the backline. Like, how? I mean, those are beautiful trades too, Scott, because this bot ain't moving.
Yeah, because with those couple of kills, what happens is you give your time for everyone to respawn, and now they're actually going to be able to retake the high ground and hold this position, so that Negative Mental Attitude, as you're going to see here, Mesopos can't push this cart any further because he doesn't have the backup.
Free high ground here for Twisted Minds. TVNT, an absolute demon.
And now Miraculous trying to find any spots. Oh, does find Quartz, but can't get the kill. Ooh.
1 HP.
Oh, no.
Nah, it's good. MCD in place quick on the trigger there. They do end up staving Miraculous, and Miraculous is going to die, surely. Bob at least enables him to get 1 kill as Alba unleashes the little torpedoes and finds 2 with the help of the ult. Okay, Ray expended, same with the Bob. Negative Mental Attitude find a team kill. But Scott, 128 meters to 49, and they don't even have checkpoint.
Yeah, it looks like they will finally get this checkpoint here because of how far the run back is going to be for Twisted Mind. So that's a good thing for them. So if they're going to turn this map around, that's what they needed to happen. They got 1:40 remaining. They need to win at least 2, maybe 3 team fights though if they're going to end up giving themselves the advantage. So they have to be perfect from here, Jack.
They have to be perfect. All right, Gucci, maybe can open this up with a pulse. Gotta find Quartz ideally, right? I mean, that's the best target, or maybe Bliss at this point. Oh, forced to recall already. Good heads up by Bliss there, hitting the whip shot. Still waiting with the pulse bomb though, can do a little fadeaway. Another good whip. Oh, where's Gucci gone? Oh my god! Okay. That was
not perfect, I'll say that.
Something. That was something. My guy not looking like lip out there or anything, but yeah.
Hey, you know what? It happens to all of us. And unfortunately, from bad to worse, they also use the Kitsune Rush. They also use the Terror Surge. They're out of ultimates, and Twisted Minds is banking 4 of them. Fortspawn's lost, and they're going to fight for this high ground. But going into all these ultimates is going to be so difficult. Mesopos is already getting so low.
Oh, they're more than happy to actually just give up the high ground completely. The bot is far enough. That negative mental attitude now have to like regain control of the space. They've just stolen it away from them completely.
No, they're trying to spy us off the bot.
You've got to chase the bot. You've got to chase the bot. Please, put the sirens on. Put the sirens on. Take the hard shoulder or something.
No, they're just running away with it, and you can see they're more than happy to be here.
Miraculous dead. Terror Surge grabs people in. Quartz in your spawn with the bomb. Rally comes out. Blizzard on the point. Twisted Mind's got every tool in their arsenal to get this win. Might just be a full cap, or might just be negative mental attitude going down here. Mesopos, the only true survivor there, trying to touch that point in OT. Looking like a full cap in my book, Scott. Twisted Minds end this Esperanca with a full cap and a 3-0 in this series. Getting sweet revenge. Didn't want to get taken to a map number 5 this time, and they start their trajectory upwards.
Yeah, Twisted Minds really needed this confidence win. They were definitely the better team today. Negative mental attitude just not able to show up in the same way that they did just 1 week ago. It goes to show how volatile the meta can be and how any day, any team can show up.
Quartz.
Yeah, that's
I'm just gonna say Quartz. Yeah. But I mean, hey, we sort of like worried that TM, you know, they sort of had a bit of a rough time, like, the past couple, I guess, weeks. But hey, watching that match, that was a dominant performance. I think they're back in full force. What do you guys think?
They needed that. They desperately need it. We spoke about it halfway through the game, at the start of the game. They need to take down VP somehow. They need to stop VP from making a very, very good run in order to secure a spot at Stockholm. It's so close now. And these points in stage 4 mean more than they did in stage number 1. If they can continue this, you know, hey, maybe they do end up making it, because this performance was really just a shutout.
Yeah, and you really go to see the strengths that Twisted Minds have in their arsenal, right? Like, this is any meta where Quartz is able to play Ashe and it makes a ton of sense is going to be a strong meta for them. Like, I think specifically on this map, New Junk City, this is where Quartz really shined, right? He was a big part of why they won the first fight. He was the reason that they ended up capping this point, and just time and time again finding big picks on just headshot after headshot, you know, not to quote one of the legends of Overwatch, but like
headshot
it does feel like that kind of dominance that we've seen in the past. And if they can keep playing this and they can keep playing to these strengths, like, how do you stop that?
Yeah, I mean, you guys also mentioned it, you know, despite 3-0 victory, like, I mean, they did negative mental attitude, they did put up a good fight, but like Scott, you were saying, you know, it really comes down to those like little mistakes, those little things that really gets you the map win, and also the I guess the series win at the end, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, man, Miraculous had a rough map as well on the Ashe. I mean, it's hard to stand up to a Quartz at the best of time, but Miraculous is getting picked like kind of back to back. Oh, here's the pulse, man. I mean, he got whipped and bashed, and it was like he thought he 180 pulsed, right? Like that was what was going on in Gushi's head right there. He thought he was behind the brig, and then I mean, that's just
I think he like when he blinked backwards, I thought he thought the brig was gonna be there. So then his like brain lagged. He was like, wait, where do I go now? So he just blinked and threw it, hoping for the best. But this shouldn't be a surprise to absolutely anybody. Quartz getting player of the match, 31 eliminations, only 9 deaths.
God.
Great play.
This guy
3.4
just-
KD, 32k damage as well. Like, yeah,
This guy just never misses.
No.
Like you guys are pointing out, just
His
how
aim is
scary
just
he is.
exceptional. Like, it is really, really good. And I think with Twisted Minds and having Quartz just perma-pick in the Ashe, and it's a decent meta for hit scan as long as the maps allow it, right? Because Ashe is one of his best areas, if not his best. He can play the Cassidy, you know, Widowmaker definitely as well. But if you can just have a map pool that allows him to play this, you're going to have a good time for Twisted Minds.
Yeah, 100%,
I think he
100%.
definitely had a good time. Oh my
Yeah.
god, look at that.
And you also having MCD and Bliss as the backline, right?
Yeah.
Like these are obviously some of the newer players coming onto this roster. Like MCD Bliss, they're a story combo that goes all the way back to Dallas Fuel, right?
Yeah.
These guys have a lot of experience playing together. They, you know, Bliss Brig is something that we've talked a lot about in the history of Overwatch, right? You know, these are great players. So if they can keep playing to this level, they can play a meta like this. I think they're in a really good spot.
Yeah. TSM getting that decisive win against Negative Mental Attitude. They're looking good, and they secure their spot. So I'm actually excited to see more from Twisted Minds, definitely. Quartz.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Them and Piece of Cake make it out of Group
Yeah.
D. Of course, Piece of Cake was the Gaming Gladiators like core. I think it was a pretty easy bet that they were
Yeah.
going to be first placed in the group, just how good they are. But I thought Twisted Minds, you know, making out second was also going to be a thing. Although after that first match against Negative Mental Attitude, I was a bit shaky on them. And I think a lot of people were as well. But this should really just inspire confidence, not in the team, but in the audience and the fans as well. Like, this team, they want to make it to Stockholm. We don't have much time left. You've got to do it at the main event. And some of those factors I do think are going to be a little bit out of your hands because it also depends how VP end up playing too.